Right then, we are deviating a bit from our everyday discussion on the dugout, which is all of the time been cricket. But this is Olympic season. We are just about 48 hours away from the first event to start. The first event is going to see Indian contenders. It's going to be archery, the qualifying events. And remember, they are very important. Just to give you an insight why they are important, because the higher you finish, the lower ranked opponent you're going to get up next. So the way it works is like this in most other tournaments. So you top guys get to face the bottom guys, and it's easier round for you from there on going forward. So better chance of you going forward if you finish higher in the ranking round. So ranking rounds start even a day before the opening ceremony, which is why I said 48 hours away, because on 25th your archery ranking rounds start. Is archery going to be a medal contender? We'll find that out in the next 40 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour, however long we go. We're going to discuss India's prospect at Paris 2024. Just a reminder that in 48 hours time, just as the qualification and the first event starts, we will also start sending you reports from ground zero, that is Paris, city of love, the city of romance.
City in the midst of an economic crisis, but fine.
Yes, valid point.
It's a valid point. City in the midst of an environmental problem also. That's why you got environmental friendly, if you have to look at it.
But they are far better in environmental studies, initiatives than where we are sitting right now.
Yes. But they are facing a bed bug issue.
No, I agree. They are, because they wake up much before us, right? We allow things to carry on.
Paris and France demonstrated vehemently when they wanted to increase the working hour time.
Exactly my point. No, so they take initiative much earlier. So we should be the last people complaining about any crisis there, considering the kind of pollution, dirt, filth we live in. They have, see, now the controversy is the Sen river may not be good enough for swimming competition. I'm saying they at least are reaching that far where people can think of jumping. Who's going to jump into the Yamuna? Please tell me.
But it's going to be a treat for you.
But
someone told me that it's a city of deserts. You get some very good desserts in Paris.
Yes, also city of croissants, bread, wine, known for their bread,
wine.
It's a city of too many things.
I know. French cuisine, it's the joie de vivre if you look at it all.
But is it also overhyped? What I have heard, what all the people say who visit there, the kind of hype they go with to Paris.
No, but depends on overhyped meaning what? What are you comparing it with?
No,
you're going to compare it to an Indian city? Now obviously it's going to be 100 times better.
No,
you're going to compare it to some world cities? Maybe it may be falling short now compared to where it used to be. See, at one point it was the cherry on top compared to any city in the world, right? This hosted the second ever Olympics in 1924 as well.
100 years later,
So they've done multiple things, a lot of things that, innovations, whether eating, other things, all happened there. So it was, the French Revolution happened in the 1800s.
1789, liberty, equality, fraternity. Those were the three terms that were given to the world by the French Revolution. And it all began, incidentally, with desert, because Marie Antoinette said, if the rest of the population is poor, let them eat cake. And that was when the entire...
And they barged into the royal palace.
Exactly.
The people. So in a way, they showed the world, right?
Yep. Around the same time when America got freedom.
Rights. So a lot of things it's known for. Anyway, I don't know. My previous time at that city has been for a few hours, so I did not observe much.
Now you will have good time to,
long time. But see, you should never judge a city when it's hosting a big event, because at that time they're on the best behavior, everything is. So you won't know. Best actually to gauge it is when you are going otherwise on a holiday, then you can. Because during events, so I have a friend in Paris, I was just speaking to him. He said the Parisians, the locals, they've all left because of the Olympic Games. See now those roads and streets, they are made 100, 150 years ago. They were catering to that kind of traffic. Now of course, like most cities, the traffic has increased. So a lot of road blockages because they're only allowing athlete buses or media buses to go through. So they are facing a lot of problems, the locals. So a lot of offices have shut down during these 2-week period. So people are on holiday. So locals are saying there's going to be lot of tamasha hai, we are going out. And in Europe, you can just hop across to any country, do a bit of a holiday and come back. Only the ones interested in watching sports will stay back to watch sport, enjoy sport. But majority of them are locals are saying bye bye Tata.
But then I'm thinking, what would be the situation if we have the Olympics in India in 2036?
I mean, it won't be hosted in Delhi, firstly.
Ahmedabad. It will be.
Yeah, it will be Ahmedabad, obviously.
It will be Ahmedabad. So we hope that things improve, but
will there be a situation?
No, so you're not going to have people doing the swimming competition in Sabarmati River. No, it's not going to happen.
it will be within the indoor complexes of the Sabarmati Sports Complex.
So it's not that you hosted the Commonwealth Games. India, by the way, did a fantastic job. I keep telling people, I covered those games. I watched a lot of and I've covered games across the world. And India did an outstanding job. The image was starred because of a few controversies here and there, and that too also. I mean, the way media blew it up was far more than the actual. I mean, we've had 100 times bigger corruption cases across. But anyway, that's a debate.
There was those lanes for the specifically buses.
But
CW
that is there in
lanes,
every place. And by the way, Delhi Edge, no matter how much slack they get, they were following it. To the T, they followed the rules. I could actually see ashram which is always jammed. You should go and there used to be a lane which is empty. Imagine people were not, and there were no barricades. It was just a thing, and people were following it. Nobody was going into that lane.
Schools and everything were shut so that
See, most of us, it was like a 10 to 15 day holiday.
Yeah.
I was in the first year of my college.
Yeah, I was in school.
See, anyway, whenever India has hosted the games,
It was work.
I remember the cycling event was in Noida.
14th October, if I'm not
Exactly. I was lucky enough to witness the opening ceremony also. I'd gone to see that, so it was a really good experience.
I was not in Delhi that time. So
Unlucky bugger.
I know, I was in Bengaluru.
Okay, let's get down to business without wasting any more of your time. The thing is, what we're going to do today is going to have an overview of the Olympics. Pardon us if we're not going to get into the finer nitty-gritties of each event, but we are in separate videos. If you are a subscriber of Sports Today, you will find out that if you look at a certain Indian contender, we will look at very minute details in a separate video of that contender. What we're doing here is looking at India's overall outlook for this game. So a macro look. So what we're going to do is that maybe see, does India at this point find themselves in a situation where they can better their Tokyo tally? They won 7, remember. Can they better it or will they fall short? We are all going to take a guess in terms of how many medals each of us thinks India might land. And we'll of course have minor debates while we go through it and eventually arrive at a tally of what we think could be India's realistic chance in terms of number of medals that they win, which are the areas where they can win, and in those areas why do we think one person can win and the other can miss out, or there's a 50-50 chance, or there's a 30% chance, whatever. We'll get to that, right? So without further ado, let's get down to business, and you cannot start any discussion when it comes to Indian sport without
Neeraj
Chopra. So let's get the big.
I thought you were about to say Siddharth Vishwanathan. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Point.
I would have taken that also.
I could have said that.
Yeah.
Nicely pointed out.
Well, what do I have to contribute on this? I don't know. But these are the names which are...
No, first, is he, before we get to the names, we'll get to the names later. Is he landing a medal? Yes, no?
Neeraj.
Not him.
Wake up!
Get him back to reality.
I know. Wake up. Neeraj,
No,
javelin.
I'm just joking. Yeah, he is.
Neeraj getting a medal?
Yes.
Getting a medal, yes.
Yes,
Which
definitely.
medal, that I'm not too sure about.
Yes, he's getting a medal.
Yeah.
I'm also saying yes. So that means 100% chance he's getting a medal. Now, is he getting a gold?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yes.
Okay. I am also tempted to go with yes. And I know it's a big ask because, see again, in any prediction, I often tell people that, whenever there's a prediction or there's one upmanship over prediction, you say, I told you this team will not win. I often tell people, don't tell me this, you said this team will not win. Because picking a team that will not win is the easiest job in the world, because most tournament will have 20 teams. And it's very easy for me to tell, I told you this will not win, this will not win, this. Because, 9 times out of 10 I'm going to be right. The tougher job is to actually pick the guy who's going to win.
Yeah.
And if you said I picked such and such team to win, and by the way, if you only pick that team to win, there are also some who predict like I picked this one, I think this one also has this is also good. Then you end up picking 7 teams. And then out of the 7, 1 wins and you say, see, I told you that. So not that. The toughest job is if you really stick your neck out, pick one winner.
Yeah.
And that person goes on to win. I think that is a good prediction, and that is kudos to the person who does it. So right now, what Siddharth and Shashwat have done at the moment is they have said he's not going to win gold, which is slightly easier to do than for someone for someone to pick who's going to win.
But I feel that
so you have to.
It's difficult for me to say that.
No. It's tough. That is a personal thing, right? It's easier. But I'm saying there are more chances. Let's put. If you were to just look at it with data, there are more percentage chance because there'll be 5-6 other contenders. More percentage chance. If I was to ask, how much percentage would you give Neeraj to win, right? So his win percentage is going to be much lesser than him not winning the gold, because the 6 contenders, that percentage will be divided. So just to put it hypothetically, let's say we give 30%, right? If I say 30% chance, you'll say 30 though is very less. But for me, he's still the favorite. He's favorite because if I've given him 30, there could be somebody else I've given 25, somebody else I've given 20, somebody else I've given 18. Like that, 100 is done. So while 30 seems low, but still the highest amongst the contenders. So for you to pick the top one is tough. But anyway, 2 of us have gone with yes. 2 say no. Let's get down to business. These are the other competitors. These are the distance that you see at the bottom are their season's best.
Yes.
That is 2024 where they've thrown. Now tell me, let's go one by one. Why does, let's say Gulati and Shashwat feel he may miss out, and why is it that Siddharth and me think he will, or is the favorite to win gold? Who wants to go first?
I just feel that
let the youngster.
I just feel that Neeraj, because he hasn't touched the 90-meter mark till now, I think that psychologically is also going to go against him a little. All the others, be it Weber or Peters, all of them, I feel that this time, if we just look at the numbers, it's been Neeraj who has, ahead of all of them. But what I feel is that they haven't peaked yet, and I think that could be a strategical move also, because peaking at the right time, like at the case with Mirabai Chanu, what everyone says is that she peaks at the right time. Maybe her form all throughout the season isn't that well, but when it matters the most, then she is peaking. So I feel that all of Weber and Peters, both of them might just, and they have also reached the 90-meter mark, so maybe they haven't really performed their best yet, and Olympics could be the time where they give their best, and then Neeraj might end up with a silver or a bronze.
Okay.
See, in case of Neeraj, I feel it's not just about the contenders that are here, which is going to be Valdej, Weber, Peters, Nadeem versus Neeraj. I think it's also the case of maybe having a certain Kishore Jena. We have not included him in this list, but he's obviously going to be a tough competition for him. So the point...
Kishore, he was good in the World Championship.
In the Asian, he won
1-2.
Silver. But there's a gap.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
There is a gap. I'm not going to deny that. But the point is that you are fighting for the biggest prize at the grandest stage of them all. That is the issue. With Neeraj, obviously we have seen that he can overcome that pressure, and that was very much visible in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. But I was going through the recent performances of all these, and in case of Jacob Valdej, I think he was the one who defeated Neeraj in the Diamond Cup final in the 2023 final.
Diamond League,
Yeah. In case of Weber also, he has done well. Peters and Nadeem, we all know he's probably been that one of the oldest rivals of Neeraj, if javelin is to be concerned. So it's not just about the rivals that are here. I think it's also the case of the competition that is going to be on that particular day, in case of maybe Kishore Jena also. But for Neeraj, he'll probably be under more pressure, because he will have to not just live up to the expectations, but he'll probably have to exceed the expectations which were probably set in Tokyo 2020. And whether he can do that, despite the consistent performances that he has had since winning Tokyo. He won gold in the World Athletics Championships
Budapest,
also. And Asian Games also was a gold. So obviously with him it's more like the Australian cricket team thing. You know, he's won pretty much everything, I would say, since
So
Tokyo.
then, but you're not picked him for gold.
No, I'm just saying that. But the point here is that with him, the pattern seems to be going like that. But can he live up to those expectations? Can he probably, exceed those expectations? That is still a question mark for me.
Well, looking at Gulati's poor track record of predictions, I wouldn't want to go with that.
Oh, he was waiting, huh?
Yeah, I was waiting.
He was waiting to get back at you since you made that.
That's still 9 years.
Because
okay.
for
I'll get
fans
back
who
at you
are,
in a few minutes.
see, I got the proof. He predicted South Africa to win the T20 World Cup.
And they were just a 6 away from it.
Whatever it is, you lost still. Okay. See,
But I stuck to my.
No, but still that prediction won't be counted.
Okay.
whatever. Okay. So, see, if you look at Neeraj in 2021, he was the unknown. Okay.
Yeah.
There wasn't too much attention on him, like what he had said in that interview heading into Paris. Now he is the top athlete. He's got only one competition in this entire group that we have picked, and that is Jakub Vadlesh. But the margins of his losses were also very, very small. I mean, he just missed out by 4 centimeters in one of the diamond, 2 centimeters. Then Vadlesh, if you look at it, he's been second best to Neeraj in all the major events that's been happening ever since Tokyo. Okay, you say that it is a tough thing. Yes, I do agree. Not many can become a Jan Zelezny. Jan Zelezny won the Olympics and the World Athletics Championship in that same cycle 3 times. That's a feat which won't be ever matched. Neeraj looks like he can match it. Okay, heading into this event, he's had much more confidence. He's completed javelin. He's completed the entire set of it. So the pressure on him, he's got nothing left to prove. Which is why I think only Jakub Vadlesh is the competitor who can get him, and that narrows the field down even more. Weber has not been in good form. Anderson Peters, ever since that boat accident that he had in Bermuda, he's not been that 90-meter freak that we have got. Arshad Nadeem also has got problems. Yes, he threw 90 meters, but still he is the dark horse in this entire race. So the competition is very narrow at this point in time with Neeraj and Jakub Vadlesh. Which is why I think the chances of him, he's completed that set, he's won the World Athletics Championship, which is on par with the Olympics.
Gold in Asian Games.
Asian is not that much of a thing. For me, if you look at world standards, it's the Olympics and the World Athletics Championship.
Okay.
Neeraj has won in this cycle. He can and will have the potential to do it because it's now a question of fine margins. That's why I think he's going to win the gold.
Okay.
Okay, why I've gone, it's pretty much on the same lines as Siddharth, because I think right now it's a 2-horse race for the gold medal. It's Vadlesh and Neeraj looking at their recent run in form. The only guy who's beaten him overall, by the way, head to head, and I'm only looking at head to head from Tokyo onwards. Neeraj has the wood over all these competitors. So, he has a score of 7-2, 9-0, 10, like that against all of them. So, more often than not he wins, and the number one reason I think he is my favorite for gold, that's not to say that he's the only competitor, but as I said, in terms of percentage, if I was to give him 40, I may give Vadlesh about 35 and Weber 30 and so on and so forth, because on the day anybody can pull it, but he is my clear favorite only because of consistency. Well, one thing that you see with Vadlesh is sometimes he'll give you a good performance, sometimes he's not. I think Anderson Peters, I think he's done. There was a time where he peaked, he'd won everything, now he's on the downslide. Nadeem, I think lack of competition recently, has not been playing, also been plagued by injury, also down. Weber, I don't think is in that league of Neeraj and Vadlesh. Neeraj and Vadlesh have to have a bad day for Weber to win. But the only 2 competitors are Neeraj and Vadlesh, and I'm not looking at personal best, because remember, personal best sometimes comes in isolation. So somebody can get a very good personal best if he is throwing in a very different environment, and the other person doesn't get because he didn't compete in that environment. He was competing in a tougher environment, so his distance is less in that sense, and you think, oh, he's only thrown this, the other guy threw, but very different situation, right? So I'm not looking at personal best, just on form and potential. It's a 2-horse race for gold, Neeraj versus Vadlesh. I'm giving Neeraj that slight edge on 2 counts. One, he's got a better head-to-head. Secondly, big match temperament. Overall has a better head-to-head against Vadlesh. So that's why I've given him gold, but very close. I wouldn't be surprised if Vadlesh also wins gold. I'd be surprised if anyone other than Neeraj or Vadlesh wins gold. Then I think it'll be a truly upset. But right now, that's the one.
Because in the recent past, it has only been Vadlesh who has given that tough competition to Neeraj. Case in point being the Diamond Cup final only.
The Diamond League event that happened in Doha.
Yeah,
but the difference there is 2 centimeters. So.
And one of Neeraj's throw wasn't even registered.
But a win is a win.
That happens.
A win is a win.
But that's why I've counted him.
That's why even I also felt that it's going to be a stiff competition between both, and I'm picking Neeraj second here for the silver medal. Yeah.
Okay. Let's get. But that's exactly what I wanted to know from you at the start, which you're telling me now. Okay, let's go straight up to the next contender. So right now where we stand, all of us have agreed for a medal.
Yeah.
So right now India's medal count is in terms of a prediction 1.
Yeah.
And if you're looking at a gold medal count, 2 of us have gone with gold, but we'll get to that a little later. So India's 1 medal we think is pretty much done and dusted in this. Okay, let's take a next look at an emotional favorite with all of us. It is called the sport of hockey, which I would like to correct my friend Siddharth Vishwanathan, as Siddharth points out that he knows it all, is not our national sport.
It isn't.
Yeah.
So
It's not.
it is not. India does not have a national
Yes,
sport.
it
There is
doesn't.
no national
You're
sport.
talking about Vishwanathan only, na? Because I never said that it's a national sport.
No, I'm saying even though you credited him for knowing everything, he called it the national
He
sport.
knows everything for sure.
But he called it the national sport.
That's
So I'm correcting him.
That's
That's not okay. He needs to change it.
It isn't. It
It
isn't.
is not the
Yeah.
national sport.
It is not the national sport. Similarly, Chak De India was not a real film.
Yes, of
Yes.
course.
It
Who
was.
debated that?
No one. I mean, Pawan goes after me, stating that, oh, you have to understand the sentiment.
They took bits and pieces
I
from
know.
stories and put
Exactly,
it together.
because in that it was based on
No,
the
it is
Commonwealth
not. We
Games.
cannot have a debate. It's not a real.
But the real
Can
debate
you also
is
explain why it's not?
no. But the real debate is
Do a different video.
can India get a medal better than the bronze that they won?
Better?
No,
Yeah.
no. First, let's get if they can get a medal.
Medal or
Yeah.
not.
Forget get better than bronze.
Better
Yeah, who
though.
knows? So, okay. Who wants to start? Do you want to start?
I'll start.
First, are India getting a medal? You have to pick your chances. Are they getting a medal? And then we'll get to explanation from hockey.
No, I don't think. Unfortunately, it's a very heavy heart. I say no, they are not getting the medal this time around.
Okay.
My heart says they are getting.
No, heart and mind.
No, see,
Achha, tell what you want to say.
my heart says that they are getting a medal, but my mind says they aren't. So I'd go with my mind here and say they aren't. Unfortunately,
No.
very unfortunate.
Yeah, I think I'll have to make it 4 out of 4, even though it is a tough call. And if you think that we're cynics, I will point that out. I wish I can take it. Before the last Olympic, when nobody gave India a chance, before the Olympics, I had picked India to win a hockey medal. Everyone was surprised, but I did see the team really peaking ahead of that, and there was real hope that they could. In fact, they had an outside chance in Rio if they hadn't messed up that
Yeah.
game versus Canada.
Belgium.
No, the game against Canada. If they had not, that was a game that they needed to win. They played slack, finished 2-2, then faced Belgium. Otherwise, they would have faced either Spain or Argentina in the quarters. They would have gone to the semis, would have gotten one of those. I think they would have got Spain there, which they potentially could have beaten. They would have got Argentina, which they potentially could have beaten. Even though
yes.
Argentina won gold, but that was a freak game that they had against Belgium. Belgium was clearly the best team of that tournament. So you had a chance of making it to the final or at least the semis and fighting. You lost because of the one poor game, your league game against Canada. Which you should have won, but you were thinking, I have qualified, I will just go to the thing. You drew. Anyway, that was 16. 20, which was played in 21, I did have hope that they will get a medal, and they did. This time, I am going 4 out of 4. I think they're going to miss out because I think it's going to be very, very, very tough scenario. It's not to say, by the way, when I'm saying that I don't see them winning a medal, I'm not putting them in the impossible category, that they are not in contention. I think they will have an outside chance of winning a bronze, an outside chance, but I think there could be 3 other teams that could be slightly better placed than India to win that bronze. I'm not even going gold and silver. So which is why the percentage chance, if I had to see if they are getting a bronze, I could say it could be a 20% chance of them getting a bronze. I'm dividing it between 4 teams, right? Yeah. So you divide it. So that's a very less sort of a percentage chance. I'm not overly bullish. If you force me to write right now in my medal prediction that am I giving hockey a medal, unfortunately I'm going no. Not going. Let's get down to it, why it's like that. Maybe we can look at the group and then people will understand why.
I mean, India are in the group of death. Let us be very honest about it, okay? Belgium and Australia. Forget about, India, the format of the hockey Olympics is top 4 teams from each group make it to the quarterfinals. Okay? India will make it to the quarterfinals because they may have to beat one of the Black Sticks in New Zealand or the Pumas in Argentina, okay? But you
No,
got
no, they'll have to beat. They'll have to beat two teams. So
Yeah.
right now, where you're going, only beating Ireland would not suffice.
no. They have to
So-
beat either New Zealand
Yeah.
or Argentina.
Yes.
Also.
So they'll have to. They'll have to be to finish fourth. They'll have to. Ireland, I'm assuming India finishes on top of.
Yes.
I don't see there is any problem. The tough bit, and both are tricky opposition
Yeah.
in New Zealand and Argentina that have troubled India. But if I am being optimistic also, I say, okay, India beat both on a good day, right? I'm being very optimistic. I'm saying India beat both. So if India beat one, they qualify, which
Yeah.
most of us think they
Yes,
will qualify
they will,
for quarterfinal.
yes.
But if they beat for both, they qualify in the third spot.
spot.
But
Yeah.
my point is, it does not matter. It does not matter whether they finish third or they finish fourth, because next up in the quarters,
It will either be Britain
Exactly.
or Netherlands.
I
That's the
do
problem.
not exactly my point. So for me to see India, they have to play at the moment, looking at their current form, they have to play some outstanding hockey to win that quarterfinal. No matter who they come up against.
And the
That's the
unfortunate bit is the build-up has not been great.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the World Cup, they lost to the Black Sticks, New Zealand. Okay. If you look at their Pro League build-up, Pro League they managed to beat Argentina. Okay, they managed to get the better of Ireland also. But they have been haunted by the Kookaburras, Australia and the Red
Yeah.
Lions, Belgium.
No, so that's why, Siddharth, I'm not even considering them. I am assuming now, and it's a fair assumption. See, again, sport, anything can happen. But if you're going to look at it fairly, objectively, you are finishing below Belgium and Australia, no doubt. So I'm not even talking about Belgium and Australia. Right now, if you're an Indian fan and you're going to be practical, then you're looking at finishing third, fourth, or fifth. Fifth, then
you're out.
you're out.
You're out, yeah.
Fourth, you
Either
qualify,
third or
or
fifth,
three,
And
you qualify.
if you finish fourth, the possibilities you could face the Netherlands, and
Or
that's
the- or
another
Great Britain.
massive nightmare. No, Great Britain is
fourth
number
is
three.
right.
Okay.
Number three, if you finish, then you may face two in that group, which is Great Britain. Can you
So
go to that
it's
other
1,
group?
4, 2, 3, na?
Shivam?
Yeah.
1 to 4, 4 to 1.
Yeah.
That is how it goes. So Netherlands,
Yes.
Great Britain, you also face a tricky task in Germany, because Germany, okay, they may have won the World Cup, but in Tokyo you beat them, and in the Pro
Yes.
League also you have an even record against them.
In Tokyo, you beat them for the bronze medal.
You bet them. For the
See, I'll tell you now why I'm saying quarterfinal is going to be very tough, because as we explained, one plays 4, 2 plays 3, and like that. So if we just explain the Indian scenario, it's highly unlikely you're finishing top 2 with Belgium and Australia. So you're finishing best case scenario 3, or safe scenario 4, or worst case scenario even 5 and out. But assuming you finish 3 or 4, when you're finishing 3 or 4, you're either facing Britain or you're facing Germany, right? In that scenario, your easiest scenario would have been is if you finished in the top 2.
Yeah.
Because if you finish in the top 2, then if you finish top, you would have got Spain, which is a team which I could still, put India favorite going into that encounter. And then if that was a situation that India finishes top of their group, they face Spain, then I would put India favorite, and then I could say India's playing semis. But that's not happening, right? So you're effectively getting to play Netherlands or Britain or Germany. Now, I think, see, again, on an overall basis, you could say that Netherlands, Britain, Germany and India, I'm adding by the way, I think are in the same vicinity. My point being that if I had to make tiers in football, there will be, in hockey, the first tier is Australia, Belgium.
And
I
Netherlands.
think both, because the Netherlands at one point was.
Now even in the Pro League, if you look at it, they have been fantastic.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, remember the dominance that Netherlands had with
yes.
you, like they were like the Australia
Yeah.
that we had for some time. That's kind of taken a beating. Okay, let's even go with that. So let's put Netherlands,
Belgium, Australia.
Belgium, Australia in the top tier, right?
Yeah.
The next tier can feature a Britain, a Germany, a India, a New Zealand.
New Zealand.
So that's the next tier. So assuming India does not obviously get to finish on top and get Spain, because they would have been third tier. So now you're going to be quarterfinal. You need to play an outstanding game.
Yes.
It may be a 50-50 or 55-45 game. But if you win that, then you go to the semi. But even then, you have to win that.
Yeah,
so it is a very tough road, which is why I've given it like a 20% chance of it.
And
That too for a bronze.
that too, see, India's hockey team will be haunted by that one game in the Pro League. They were up 4-2 against Australia, against the Kookaburras.
Why did they have to change the coach in Graham Reid? I cannot understand. I'm nothing against Fulton, but not
Fulton,
the same.
see,
Not the same level, my friend.
It isn't. See,
he doesn't. Firstly, sorry to say, doesn't come from a hardcore football. Hockey country. Doesn't come.
but he helped revive
But
Belgium's hockey
Reid came from the
fortunes.
country that's dominated the sport. So and took that team also.
But I think, see, what was in the Graham Reid era also, it's the same thing that is plaguing even the Fulton era also. Fulton has stressed upon one basic core: strong defense means strong attack. It is somehow working against most of the teams, but it is absolutely falling to shreds against Australia and Belgium, and also the Netherlands.
See, under Fulton, the problem has been initially they were not getting any field goals. They were trying a lot.
It's conservative.
No field goals were not happening. Then they fixed that problem. Field goals started coming. Penalty corner conversion has gone down in the recent past. So the thing is with Reid, there was no issue as such. Your field goal wasn't a problem. Your penalty corner conversion wasn't a problem. Right now, it's been a case of, okay, I'll improve this, but then the other is falling down. You're improving that, which is why I'm saying it's not that well-rounded a team that you have you had under Reid.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem. See, when a team is continuously attacking, that time they just flounder under pressure. Australia exploited that. I mean, in Rourkela, 4-2 India were up.
Yeah.
Within 8 minutes, Australia scored 4 goals. 6-4 they lost
That
that.
is from the time of India conceding to Poland.
Poland, yeah, I mean.
From that time till today.
Yes. I mean, Dhanraj
Pillai
Pillai,
on the field crying.
he was really shattered because he just had to hold out for 30 seconds.
Yeah, but not he. The team
The
had
entire
to.
team.
So not Dhanraj Pillai alone.
Dhanraj
And
Pillai,
against a team like Poland.
I know. Small teams have hurt you in the past.
Exactly.
They have.
You a golden chance to get a medal. You didn't have to wait 41 years. So since that time, conceding in the last few seconds has been India's specialty.
It has been a huge issue, and look at it, even in the New Zealand game in the World Cup, I mean 3-3 and then you went to penalty shootouts, you missed. And Harmanpreet Singh, under the Graham Reid era, Harmanpreet Singh's penalty corners took a big hit. He wasn't in top form. Now he's in top form when it comes to penalty corners.
Yeah, but your field goals have gone, no? And by the way, Harman was even scoring during Reid.
Yeah.
They
Last
had
1 year
multiple-
he had a bad form.
that's why you were sad.
Yeah.
But also, like you also mentioned that the team in the previous Olympics was, reaching their peak. At this point also, I feel a lot of players are going to be playing their 4th or 3rd Olympic game. So in that sense also, I think they are past their prime.
They have a core. See, PR Srijesh
But they've changed the team also.
Yeah.
They've not gone with the same team. So which is fine. You bring in youngsters. You have
See, there is Hardik, there is
There are 5 players, if I'm not wrong,
you got
who are going to make
Harmanpreet
their
and
Olympic
Hardik.
debut.
Okay, who are one of the core members along with PR Srijesh. Okay, this is the last Olympics for Srijesh.
Yes.
So that is why, if you want to look at it, you can give him an ideal send off, but looking at the group of death that they are in, it is very, very difficult.
Okay, we'll have to
But
move
then-
quickly.
okay.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
No. If there is one thing that I think one game that India would probably have to keep in mind so as to take some kind of inspiration from going into the Olympics, I think it will have to be the game between India and Germany from Tokyo 2020. If there is one thing, because I remember watching that game live also, if there's one thing that India can probably do to the teams like Belgium and Australia, is to strike as soon as possible. Because then it puts them under pressure.
They can do a lot of things. They've not been able to do it against Australia and Belgium.
No,
That's the point. But that
Gulati,
worked
what's the
against
problem?
Germany.
No,
That's the point.
Germany is not that level.
Yeah, Gulati,
Belgium, Australia, different level.
the problem is if you strike early against Australia, they'll strike back double hard.
Yeah.
And Australia.
And Australia recently have given you 7-1
7-1,
and
yeah.
whatever.
7-1 in
Yeah.
Tokyo. You lost final in the Test series, and you lost both the games in the Pro League. Against
Yeah. So moving on, have you given medal to anybody?
no,
Given
no,
medal?
no.
So 0 there. Unfortunately, pains our heart, but that is what it is. Okay, let's take a look at another medal prospect in wrestling, because that will come slightly earlier in the.
It'll be
Oh,
later.
it was first event last time.
Last time. Now this time it will start from 7th onwards until then.
Okay, so let's get to Mirabai Chanu, the lone weightlifter from India that is qualified for the games. Only one weightlifter is qualified,
Yes.
and that is Mirabai Chanu, and she happens to be a medal contender. Before we dwell closely into it, yes, no, what is everyone going?
Even though she's coming from an injury, I still feel she's a medal contender.
No.
Okay. I am tempted to say yes. I know it's a very tough call. See again, okay, just to put it, maybe we can move certain categories faster. See, the Chinese contender is a eyes closed, clear cut gold medalist, right? The favorite. In fact, if the rules allowed, China probably would have taken gold, silver, bronze also, because the top 2 weightlifters in this weight category are from China. But now rules don't allow multiple entries from one country in weightlifting, which is why you have to now evenly divide it. So China can only send one, in which case UI is your clear-cut gold medal favorite, unless she reaches there, gets injured or something, I don't know. So she's your gold medal winner, right? Done. Now you have 2 medals left and you will have 3 contenders: the Romanian, the American and the Indian. I know that right now the last lift that Mirabai had was 184 combined. That is well below medal contention, but remember she has been consistently picking over 200. It's a combined that I'm talking about, not just in a clean and jerk or snatch. I'm combining both. So the combined weight, she has gone past 200, so you know that is the level she can reach. If you go past 200, 201, 202, those levels, I think she can land herself a silver or a bronze. It'll also depend on where the 2 other athletes are. This is like picking, almost like tossing a coin sort of a thing between the 3 who gets it. But I'm saying because she has that experience, she's done it, her 3rd Olympics, did not have a great outing in the first one in Rio, but then came back in 21. In fact, it was disastrous in Rio, but a good one in Tokyo. And so now I'm just saying, okay, I'll put in a medal there. Obviously not a gold, so it's either silver or a bronze for me. So how many have gone with it? 2.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that a little later. Anyone wants to know why? Yes, no?
I think her injury. Her injury has been so prolonged, and even when she qualified from the Grand Prix, the weightlifting Grand Prix that happened in Bangkok, there also she was well off the pace. And which is why I think with lack of game time plus that injury happening at the worst possible time, I think she's undercooked heading into Paris.
Okay. So we're at a stage of 1.5 medal. Let's keep it at that, because there'll be another half somewhere. We'll combine it and that makes it 2 medals, right?
Yep.
So we're done with 3 categories. I think there are only 6 or 7 categories we'll look at, because that's where India's medals are going to come at, right? So let's turn our attention to the next one, and let this be badminton. Let's talk about, because we're looking at the medalists. We looked at hockey medalists from last time. We've seen Neeraj medalist from last time. We've seen Chanu, who's a medalist from last time. So let's take a look at a medalist from last time in PV Sindhu. Okay, let's go quickly. Yes, no. Yes for Gulati. Yes for Shashwat. No. Okay. You want to go? Why? Yes.
Simple reason. I think I'm going to go with the experience factor. She knows how to win those big games. Yes, her form hasn't really been good in the last couple of years. There have been multiple injuries, but then winning 2 medals in Olympics is no joke, and she knows it, how to do it on the big stage. So from the experience factor, just based on that, I'm going to go with Sindhu.
I have the same. I know that the only reason, in fact, I'm picking her for a medal is that the experience, and she knows how to perform on the big stages. The form hasn't been really good, and that's why I was a little confused in should I pick her or shouldn't I pick her. But the only reason is that she has done it on the big stage, so that's the only reason I'm going to pick her.
Her form in the knockouts, terrible it has been, and she's lost from certain positions by which she can't bounce back. I mean, imagine she once squandered an 8-point lead. Heading into the last game also, she was 8 points up, but she squandered it. I think after that injury, she's found it hard to recover. She had missed the World Championships, which is why I think, and the amount of opponents that she'll face, He Bingzhao, she's facing all the other Chinese athletes.
At least till quarterfinals, the road is pretty much sorted.
It's there. Round 4 until the round of 16, she's sorted.
Yes.
But after that, she's going to face the worst of the things. Which is why I think 3-time medal winner, I don't know.
Okay, I have not picked her too, and it's simply because in the field I see 6 competitors that are better than Sindhu right now, both in terms of form and also, might I add, experience, because my 2 colleagues in Gulati and Shashwat have mentioned experience, but just look at that list of Bingzhao, Yamaguchi, Marin, Intanon, Tungjung and Taizu. All of them have won at the big stage. They have all got major medals, right? So, and right now I'm looking at the form going into this particular Olympics. There are 6 contenders. I agree that one thing is lucky for Sindhu, she's in the weaker half of the draw,
Yes.
right? But might I add, Marine is on her side of the draw, her perpetual nemesis. So for her to go that side, and I think there's one out of them, another one is also in her draw. I don't know whether it is Taizu.
It's Hebingzhou.
Hebingzhou is on the top half.
Okay.
Bottom half, there's one more out of there. Now I just forget. But there are two tough out of these 6 that I picked. One Marin, and there's another one in her half of the draw. And the remaining 4 are in the top half. So while the lower half is slightly easier because 4 tough ones are in the top half, the second half also she has 2 better competitor, which tells you that for her to even cross a quarters or a semis is next to impossible to reach the semis. Right now, in the form that she is. The only benefit of the doubt that I'll give her is because I was there in Rio and no one really picked her for a medal. She was an rank outsider at that time and she did surprise everyone by reaching that far. So what I can tell her is that her prep for Olympics, she knows how to peak at the big events. She knows how to prepare for big events. So will I look at a lot of her recent results and really put her down? No, because I know that she's one of those rare athletes that come the Olympics, she prepares very differently and her temperament is different. She'll play very differently. So I agree. But had I had like 2 or 3 players, slightly better than her, then I would have said that she'll raise her game and she couldn't be the competitor. Right now I see 6 competitors that are much stronger than her. For her to pass that, it's a bridge too far. That is the only problem. That's not to say that Sindhu cannot perform at her best. I think she will, and she'll peak also better. She'll use her experience, all of that. But right now the field is so tough. It's so varied that I'm finding it tough to give her
Plus,
a medal.
more than Taizu and all the others, she's going to have to encounter the new sensation An Se-young. An Se-young of South Korea has been in top
So
form.
you've just added another contender in number 7.
Yeah.
An Se-young. Remember that name, youngster. I think, as many people would say, she's one of the new sensations.
Even Tunjung has been
Gregoria Mariska
yeah,
Tunjung. I mean, she absolutely decimated Sindhu in that Madrid Open
Yeah,
final.
but you know what? She's very erratic again.
Yeah.
Younger, but on certain days she can beat anybody, and on certain days she can really underperform also. But that happens with a youngster.
Yeah, she had lost 8 on the trot to Sindhu before winning in Madrid, if I'm not mistaken.
So it's half a medal more. 2 medals now.
You guys have picked?
Yeah.
Achha,
Yeah,
2
2
have
we
picked.
have,
2 have.
yeah.
So half a medal, so 2 medals right now, right? Okay, let's turn our attention to the other badminton. Since we are in badminton, let's take a look at the other badminton star that we can look at. I know there's HS Pranoy as well, who's ranked higher. You are free to put, we don't have him here, but we've just put the top contenders. Firstly, are you, we'll go around the room once again, are you picking a medal here? If you are, who are you going with in the men's single?
No medal.
Okay, he wants to start. No medal.
No medal.
No.
I am going to be the outlier here. I'm picking a medal for Lakshya Sen here. It is a outside bet, but I am taking Lakshya as a dark horse in this tournament. I have put those 3 names because I know they are better. Okay, the top 3 rank that you have right now, and they are Olympic winners as well, 2 of them. But recently he's just made a comeback, and I think he's now gradually moving towards being his best. So my dark horse in this Olympic, who can surprise a few. Why I picked him is because not a lot of people are going to be picking him, but I think he's the guy. It's going to be much like Sindhu in Rio, when nobody picked her, and she's the one who came out of nowhere. For me, my dark horse is Lakshya. Lakshya might come across Pranoy, by the way.
Round of 16.
Yeah, round of 16 they can clash. It could be a clash of the Indian. But I have just picked him as a dark horse to get a medal in the men's singles. It's not happened for India before. No male player has done it. So if he does it, it's going to be a massive achievement. But that's my outside. But this can't be even a half because I'm outvoted.
See, we all didn't have much hope from Indian badminton when they won the Thomas Cup. So, whatever happens,
And he was outstanding. Huh?
he was one of the stars along with HS Pranoy.
I know it's been a long time since then,
Yeah.
and you can't look at it, but I just feel that now he's coming back to that form.
Let's see. So
That's my dark horse. Let's turn no medals here because 1:3, but we'll turn our attention to another badminton category where I think we're going to be unanimous. I have a sneaky feeling. I don't know if I'm right or
Probably.
not. Okay, we're talking about the world number 3 right now in Satwik-Chirag, Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty. Are they winning you a medal in men's doubles? Let's go across the room.
Yes.
I'll be bullish. I'll say gold because I can. Okay, I'll just tell.
Yeah, you can go, whatever.
I'd go for gold.
Yes, and you're going gold.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you also going?
No, I'm not sure about the color of the
yes.
medal.
I've gone with yes. They
Yes,
are winning
and
the gold medal. I'm not sure, but they're winning a medal definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Gold. The
So
reason
I am making it 4 out of 4 medal, yes, and I'm actually joining Shashwat by saying for me they are gold favorites. Again,
Yeah.
to win a gold is very tough. And if you ask me the percentage, again I'll say about 30% chance of them winning a gold. I'm going with almost 80% of them winning a medal, but 30 of gold because there will be other contenders. You've got 3 on your screens right now alongside them. But if you are to ask me to give percentage, I will give them the maximum percentage compared to the rest of the 3. Why? We'll get to it later. Anyone want to go why?
All the 3 contenders that we have got at this are Wei Kang and Wang Chang, as well as Ken Astrup and Rasmussen, Aaron Chia and Su Wu Yik. They had the worst head-to-head record against that duo, but ever since they beat them and then after that they have started beating them on regular basis, it means now that in the Olympics they have got the confidence, and that is why I see beating all of the 3-4 contenders that are there. So I am pretty much sure of a medal, but gold, it all depends upon the pressure that they have, and I think under pressure Satwik and Chirag do step up. In pressure situations, they are the reverse of a lot of Indian players that is there. They do well under pressure. I think tempted to say gold, but I'll just reserve myself saying that yes, it is a medal for sure.
I draw a lot of comparison here with the Neeraj in 2020-21 because I remember at that point also there was a lot of buzz around him and the medal hopes were definitely there, but nobody was actually thinking of a gold at that point. I think it's the same with Satwik and Chirag this time. Their medal hopes are definitely there, but I just think they're going to exceed those expectations and it's going to be the only gold, if I could say.
I'm not really sure, you know.
Only you didn't pick Neeraj ke liye gold.
No, I didn't.
No, he said, you know, there's going to be a medal for Neeraj. See, in case of them, obviously there is more than likely we'll have a medal from both of them. But I think it's once again going to come down to the experience, not just the experience factor, obviously, but how can they maybe, you know, get past those big moments come the quarterfinals or those big moments.
Yep. So
I'll tell you why I've gone with gold. Now you look at the ranking. If you see this slide, you've also got the world ranking, right? So they are ranked number 3. So clearly, in terms of world ranking, you're thinking that there are 2 other players, and why is it that I would still pick them as the favorite for gold? Because I think one, they've not played a lot of tournaments leading up, and truth be told, not trying to be, you know, bullish because they are an Indian pair. If they wanted to be world number 1, they could have been world number 1 right now. If they chose to participate in majority of the tournaments, because you know that world ranking is dependent on how many tournaments you play. So if you kept collecting points in majority of the tournaments, they could have. But I think they've really paced it well. They've not really overworked themselves leading up to the Olympics so that they are well rested and as well. So I think that this ranking is a bit misleading. Over the last 2 years, they have been the best men's doubles player on the planet. They have been, and which is why for me they go in as the favorite. But again, it's not necessarily favorites always win, right? For me, they are the favorites to go on that day. You don't know pressure. I'll tell you what, I remember last Olympics, they did not go past round 1, but they beat the eventual gold medalists. The ones that won the gold in Tokyo 2021 were beaten. So I'm saying that potential was already there. They had beaten even the gold medalists. Is it that experience and temperament of performing on the big stage was missing, which now they've acquired in the lead up to this Olympic? I think now, armed with the raw, you know, pace, talent and potential that they had, adding to it the experience and the exposure and being world number 1, all of that put together, for me they are favorites for gold, but again, not all the time favorites win. So that makes it now 3 medals. Yeah.
3 medals.
And gold is
1.
Why?
For him, it's 1.
Yeah.
For me too.
For me,
I
it's
picked
1
Neeraj
Neeraj.
and him.
I'm only Neeraj.
I think no gold.
He did not pick.
You did not pick Neeraj as
had-
gold, na? And here also you're not picking them. For
Okay, we're done with badminton.
Yes, we are done with badminton.
Let's head to the next sport where people can look forward to maybe getting a medal. Okay, what should we go with? Our producer has clicked with boxing, so let's go with boxing. So boxing, you only have the one male boxer who's qualified.
Yes.
Yeah.
You had Amit Pangal who's qualified.
Yeah. One who at one
No,
point.
you have two. You have the other guy also.
Amit is the only one.
No. There are two.
Okay.
Okay, but the medal contenders are the two on your screen. The names have been badly written.
Interchanged,
Whoever has written it, he has made Nikhat Lavlina, and Lavlina has been made into Nikhat, for which I'm going to murder Shivam, our producer, after the show is done. But yeah, now he's smartly. Okay, let's see. Lavlina and Nikhat. So Nikhat, as you know, has been world champion. Lavlina is a medal winner from last time around, goes into this Olympic as well. She's in the 75 kilogram category. The other one is in the 50 kilogram category. Remember 50 kilogram category, very famous. A certain MC Mirabai used to be there. Yeah. They used to be sparring, not just on the boxing bout, but also verbally outside the boxing ring as well. Now, because Mary comes out, you know, you've got Nikhat there. So, quick going through, what do you reckon? Medal, no medal?
Bronze medal for me, for Nikhat.
Yeah.
Only for Nikhat.
Not for Lavlina.
No.
For me, Lavlina. Bronze.
Okay, Nikhat.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're definitely getting a medal.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I may be tempted to go for two, because again I'll have to check, because in her weight category I think Lavlina only starts from round of 16.
Okay, she's got on a bye.
Yeah. So in her case, she needs to win two
to secure the bronze. Yeah, because
get a medal.
You get 2 bronze medals in boxing and in wrestling.
Correct. So 2 wins for her. 2 bouts she needs to win to get herself a medal. Correct. So again, in boxing it's a 50-50 chance as soon as you get into the ring. So still not that big a chance. But I know she's had the experience. So maybe I'll go 1.5 medal. I'm giving one to Nikhat. Not a gold for sure.
Not a gold.
Because the Chinese again the Chinese.
They are the superpowers if you look at it.
There are a few other competitors. The Chinese are the clear-cut favorite for gold. So I think let's say between the two of them, 1 medal.
Yeah, 1 medal.
Yeah.
Maybe on a good day you get 2, but between the two, 1 medal.
I've gone with Nikhat because she's been very consistent also. She's won the world championships. And also if you look at it prior to that, ever since that entire Maricom episode, she's found focus and purpose. And that is why now she's delivering on a consistent basis. But yeah, Olympics is a different kettle of fish altogether. Not many people, we have seen Maricom win so many world championships, but she's won only 1 Olympic medal. The strength of the Chinese, the Cubans, the Americans, and the Turkish in particular in boxing, next level. Which is why bronze is my best bet for Nikhat. But Lavlina, ever since that Commonwealth Games fiasco, I think she's had a massive dip in confidence.
Yeah, but she qualified. It wasn't an easy qualification for her.
In the Asiad she put in a good show. Preeti Pawar, Lavlina, Nikhat all put in, but they didn't go the distance. They just qualified because the qualification was bronze and you do it.
Yes. Yep. For me, Nikhat is obviously sure shot a medal chance, but I think if there's one thing that I would say about her is that she could probably do what Sindhu did in 2016. I think she could fight for that gold medal. It is possible.
That'll be massive.
Yeah.
It'll be huge.
She may or may not win it, that's a different thing obviously.
No Indian boxer has gone to the gold medal round.
Yes.
No Indian boxer,
that'll be historic. Maybe this time you may see that miracle sport happen. Because in the Commonwealth and the Asiad, what you've seen, 2 miracle sports give India unexpected medals. One was equestrian, the other was lawn bowls.
Equestrian we still have.
Yeah, but then in the Olympics it's a different kettle of fish.
We're not going there, we'll have to do 117 athletes there.
Yeah.
So we're only looking at medal contenders. Yeah. Okay, so
that makes it 3 medals.
We've gone with 1.
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
So that's 3 medals. 3. Chanu, Neeraj.
Satwik-Chirag. 4.
Yeah. 4. You're counting whatever. So 4 medals for India already. Wow. Okay, let's start.
Even before the games have started.
We're not finished.
You're not finished. That's still
okay.
Why can't it be? You are in a country where how many medals have you got in 150?
35.
35. So that's not even like 2 medals on Olympic. So if you've reached 4, it's like wow only, na?
Okay,
You're saying as if you're sitting in China that you want.
No, then we'll have to have shows dedicated like an
Okay,
episode.
I'll correct myself. It's good, but we can obviously do better. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Just like you tell us.
140
Let's
No,
see.
but it's the difference between go for glory and go for gold. That's the same difference.
See?
Yep.
Anyway, let's turn our attention to wrestling, where you only have again one male wrestler and multiple women wrestlers that have
Yes,
qualified. Big shocker, no Bajrang qualifying, no Ravi Dhaiya
Dhaiya,
qualifying.
injuries.
Instead of Ravi Dhaiya from that same weight category, now you've got that
Sehrawat.
Sehrawat.
Aman Sehrawat.
Aman Sehrawat, who's qualified in that same weight
Yes.
category as Ravi Dhaiya. So could he be a contender? We'll talk about that. So wrestling, how many medals are you guys expecting?
Medal for Antim.
Okay. I'm not really sure. I don't think so. No medal.
No medal in wrestling.
I'd say 2 medals in wrestling.
What?
Vinesh and Antim, both of them. I see them getting one.
See,
medal.
I'll tell you why. Again, I'm a bit skeptical about wrestling. Vinesh, firstly, she's gone into the 50 kilogram
Yeah,
category,
yes.
which is 3-4 kilos less than a natural weight. So she has to lose a lot of weight going into that bout, firstly, right? And she's gone in that lower weight category because of the wrestler who's to her right, Antim. Because her regular weight category, Vinesh, Antim Fungal side dominating.
Yeah.
So Vinesh has had to drop a few kilos to get into that 50 kilogram category to reach the Olympic, because that girl who's there with the India flag has been dominant in the other weight category. So talking about Vinesh, firstly has to drop. I know recently she's shown some good form, but she's not been consistently participating. Spent a year, 2 years in the wrestling protest. I'm not, saying the wrestling protests were wrong. They were standing for a good cause and all that. But I'm saying, unfortunately, fortunately,
It robbed
that
their time
has
of the
taken a toll on their preparation for the Olympic.
Yeah.
So that's one big worry that I have for Vinesh. Also, this is her 3rd Olympics, and I've seen her closely. She is always flattered to deceive. So she goes in with a lot of name, a lot of reputation, but unfortunately when it comes to crunch situation, she's not performed. So she doesn't give me too much confidence. I'm not saying it because of any personal bias, but because I've seen this happen a few times before, right? So Vinesh, I'm not too bullish about. Antim, I think on the other hand, I am, but I think the problem is that, lack of
Experience factor,
experience,
yes.
and she's been erratic. Sometimes puts in a very good performance, sometimes not. So I'm a very 50-50 on Antim. But then there is Aman Sehrawat, who is also a very erratic wrestler.
Yeah,
on a
yes.
given day he can be very good, on another day he cannot be. So at best what I'm doing is, between Aman and Antim and Vinesh, if I'm giving him like 50-50, I'm just putting it together, let's say, because on the day it's all luck of the draw, your opponent, things like that. So between the 3, you can't be that unlucky that one doesn't make it. So I'm giving 1 medal to wrestling.
That makes it 5 medals. Now.
Because see, Antim, I'll tell you why I've got more confidence in Antim. She was the first individual to secure a quota from the World Wrestling Championships in in Sarajevo. Because of that, coming through the World Wrestling Championships is a massive feat. And that is why the exploits in under 23 and whatever the medals that were there in the junior championships gives me hope that her consistency can be there. But yes, and you look at it 2016, 2021, there has been a medal from wrestling. So we are going with that trend also. Plus, you have repechage.
Yeah,
so there is that one hope that India can cling on to.
India's favorite word.
Yes.
Repechage.
Thank you, Sushil Kumar, for this.
No, but then he went on to win the silver next time.
That was 2012. So, but
after
in 2008,
But we cannot say that he won
Even
the medal
Sakshi
because of
Malik also won
repechage.
through repechage.
see,
First time he won it because of that, but then he proved everyone.
everybody in 2008 had shut the TV sets. They thought, oh, he's lost. But then suddenly, how come he's got the bronze? The repechage rule trended at that particular time.
Okay, so we've got 5 medals still. No, have we? No, you did not pick any
No,
for
I didn't
wrestling.
I picked 2.
I picked 1 medal for Antim.
And you also picked 1, na?
I've between the 3 I've gone with
Kind
one.
of
So
1.
yeah, you can count
Between
it.
the 3.
So that's why I'm saying 1 medal we can
So we're
count
counting
out
1.
of 3.
So 5 till now. Our
5.
panel has reached 5 medals so
yes.
far. Okay, let's turn our attention to wrestling. They have a big contingent. And we
Shooting.
can't.
Shooting.
Shooting.
Yeah.
We've just finished wrestling. I'm saying we can't really now look at each shooter in each category in detail. We're not. But what has happened with shooting, just to set this up, is that they have also flattered to deceive. 2 Olympic Games, they've returned empty-handed, not won a single medal. So the last time was 2012 when you got a shooting medal, and
Vijay
Rio
Kumar.
and Tokyo you've returned empty-handed.
Yes.
This time you have the highest ever contingent of shooters going to an Olympic Games. So there is hope. There are a lot of youngsters. By the way, the one major change in shooting this time is a lot of your established names missed out because they went with qualification here in India.
Yeah.
And the ones that did well, even though they were lesser known names, the federation said no, whoever is shooting well will go, rather than overall names and reputation and all. So they've gone with their own qualification standards, and so you have a young team. Any medal you guys think, if it is where whatever?
One medal
One,
that I
yes.
see,
One.
and that too, I think it will be in the mixed team event or pistol.
Which has
Pistol is
Pistol is
Sarabjot.
Yeah, Sarabjot.
Sarabjot has won the shooting World Cup in Bhopal that happened as an individual. Mixed team, if you look at it in the Asiad, they had great success. But in the Olympics, yet again, that's where I look at only one medal. Either it's coming in the mixed team event or in pistol.
One. Same. I think which will probably have Manu Bhakar in it. Probably.
That means on the 28th, if you look at it, 28th
Yes.
onwards, the medal rounds that happen. See, 27th, you have your first medal if they qualify in the 10-meter mixed air rifle event. So then after that, if you look at it, see, I'm tempted to go with Sarabjot. Swift also, she's been in great form.
She just broke the world
record, yes. But again, Asiad is not such a good sample size to look at it, because you'll be encountering the Europeans and the Americans also in shooting. China, anyway, you are lagging behind in most of the singles event also. Team events, yes, I agree, India has got a good chance. I mean, even if you look at 50-meter three-prone, Aishwarya Pratap Singh Tomar was almost swept the Asiad. I would say that one medal is coming among Sarabjot, but I don't look at any of the others.
I'd say one medal, either Manu or Sarabjot, one of them.
See, I mean, I think the toughest sport to call is shooting.
Yes.
Why? Because if you've seen all other sport that we covered, you kind of look at the multiple competition they're having and world rankings and throws or jumps or speed or timings. You can look at it and get an idea. In shooting, the thing is, it is, anybody out of a field of 20 to 30 in a category can win on a given day, because they're all shooting like very fine margin. Someone like, I've just given an example, someone like Abhinav Bindra, was nowhere in contention previous to that gold medal that he won, okay, and was nowhere in contention after, in fact, his last Olympic finished 4th.
Yes.
Right, so my point is, there is nobody can be that consistent and be far ahead, and so what that does is it can end up giving you, no matter how many, I think 19 shooters, no,
21 shooters.
21 shooters are there. What it can give you is 0 medal from 21, but can also give you 5.
Yes.
So all I'm saying is that's how erratic shooting is. Very tough to take a call, but so that's why I'm going to not really rely on current form or records and all of those things, because that are there are a lot of variables. What I'm going to rely is on what they've been doing in the recent past and what Indian shooting has been doing in the recent past. 2 Olympics as they came medalless. At best, I'm giving 1 medal to shooting. That too, I'm giving it in the mixed category, because that's where a combination of a male and a woman shooter, there the competition isn't that extensive, and overall India's mixed teams tend to do well. So in a mixed category, I'll give them. See, again, as I said, it is so erratic that you could even have 4 medals, 5 medals from shooting, or you could even have 0. But at best, if I'm being optimistic, I'm going with 1.
I mean, I'll take off from Nikhil's point only. I mean, how erratic it is. Saurabh Chaudhary in 2021, he topped qualifying. We felt as, oh yes, a medal's coming. But then when he reached the top 8,
and
just
even Manu
collapsed under
Bhakar
pressure.
came within a whisker of medal.
Yeah.
Even Abhinav in
We
2016.
were hailing Banwala and all as the next greatest, so suddenly not there.
Just not there at this.
So at best 1. So are we giving 1?
I'm giving one.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've added 1 more. 6 medals. I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Anyway, next medal category that we're looking at is golf, and you've got Shubhankar Sharma on the males side. He just finished a major, tied 19th. That's a massive effort to be in the top 19. Just now recently in Scotland they finished, which is a very big achievement to finish tied 19th amongst the best golfers in the world, and not all of them are going to be there at the Olympic Games. And then there is Aditya Ashok, who finished 4th, missed out on a medal last time around. when India were there in Tokyo. She was also, by the way, I remember in Rio, and it was end of day 1 and day 2 she was leading.
Yes.
And then the next 2 days she had a horrendous time and she just fell way back.
Are you talking about Rio? Because I think the script was repeated in 2021. The script was repeated even in the Asian Games.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, Rio was very I think day 1 she was leading, day 2 she was 3 or 4, and by 3-4 she went. But in Tokyo, though, till the final day she was in contention, right?
Same in the Asian Games also.
There was a big difference.
Yeah. But
She's
no
been
medals
very close yet so far.
No medals from golf for me. No. 0.
No.
No.
Yeah, I know. Even though Aditi is shown that by the way, even that is consistency to be that close. But
Yes.
I think golf is again such a big, massive field that on a given day there could be 50 players who can land up with them.
And all the wind and the how the conditions are, all of those
that
things.
will affect everyone.
Yeah.
But 50, I'm just saying 50 participants will be like, so what that does is takes your probability to very less to everyone. I'm not saying there will be any one clear-cut favorite for anyone, which is why I'm not putting a medal there. Anyway, we've been very generous in some other categories we've given. So no
6.
medal in golf. Any other category left? No. So our assessment at a very macro level suggests that 6 medal is what India would get. By the way, honorable mention for a few other athletes that I know that were being spoken about. For example, I know a lot of people are talking about Avinash Savble, but remember, again, don't get swayed by certain reports that you read or think I'm in for a medal. Let's be honest, steeplechase, it's an athletic event. If he finishes top 6 or something and all is fantastic achievement.
Yeah, he qualifies for the final heat. It's a miracle.
No, final is not a miracle. I tell you why, because in steeplechase you get about 20 odd athletes running. If it was a 8 field final, then I would agree.
Yes.
But in steeplechase it's not. So that's why I'm not looking at final. But if you finish top 8, it's massive. And I think at best he can look at somewhere between 5th to 10th. If he used to finish there, it will be amazing. Forget about a medal. Ditto for Parul Chaudhary. Ditto for Yaraji. Yaraji, I think I don't see her making the final. Of the 100, she can't. If she makes the final, it's a minor miracle. So forget a medal anywhere there. I'm just saying these things because during Olympics time you keep hearing, oh, yahan se medal aega, but you're far away. I think the other 2 close, again not a medal, but 2 medals in athletics you can see, or at least enjoy the event, will be the 400-meter hurdles for both men and women, where India have a team. Again, not a medal, but if you're running the final also, now that's massive. So if the women's team, and I think there's a good chance that the men team can run the final. So if you're running the final alongside a USA, Great Britain, Jamaica, all these top teams in 4x400 relay, I think that's huge for the Indian team. There's a possibility Indian relay team can make the final. So if they are running the final and by some luck they finish 5th, 4th or something like that, it'll be a massive achievement. But don't really hope for a medal. You can get a medal if maybe 2 teams they beat and fall, and then if you're finishing 6th,
that's what happened.
You can come to 4th, something like that. Or somebody crosses the lane.
Coming 4th in athletics goes way back for India.
Yes.
Milkha, PT Usha and all.
It does. So 6 medal is our
prediction.
A realistic prediction. We'll see how the Olympic goes by. Let's take a few comments before we wind up. We've gone for more than an hour.
So they can't accuse us that we don't focus on other sports.
But why do you bother with what people accuse?
We don't look at the time.
You have to justify that you follow. We cover all sport 365 days a year, not just during the Olympic.
Exactly.
People who follow our platform know that. Then there are others who just comment for getting some attention.
Exactly.
And the ones who comment don't even watch other sports. But will comment.
Oh, I love mutton biryani is like saying, who is the greatest athlete of all time? According to you all. For me, it has to be a global game. So it has to be between Djokovic, Phelps and Messi. Who's the greatest?
It's a very tough question to answer.
Different people, different choices, obviously.
I mean, how would you? I mean, for a different era, it was a Carl Lewis. For example, there was a Jan
But you know why?
Zelezny.
My only argument is when we were talking about Carlos, I loved him and I
Yes.
saw all of that. My argument was that someone surpassed him.
Yes.
So Bolt came and surpassed everything that
yes.
Lewis did. So he doesn't remain. So Bolt can come into the greatest athletes of all time, a valid contender. But like Messi, I agree, another contender.
Phelps, absolutely.
There are many that I can think of. There is a Muhammad Ali, there is a Michael Jordan. You can think of plenty of athletes who could be the greatest of all time. Yeah, right. Novak Djokovic or Rafael Nadal. There are many, but it's a very subjective debate.
But if we are talking maybe say just about Olympics, then I think Michael Phelps
Yeah,
stands
yeah,
out,
yeah.
hands down.
Clearly.
If just no, but
If
but
just Olympics.
No, but have we even Usain Bolt? Different
Yeah,
sport,
different
right?
sport, yeah.
So you really then can't compare in that sense.
I mean, there
There's
was
no comparison, as I said. Different
yeah.
people, different choices.
there was a joke on Michael Phelps. If he was a country alone, he would be in the top 30 of the medals tally overall.
Yeah.
That's how great he was.
Yep. Quick 2-3 comments before we wind up. Sanket Joshi say, hey guys, I will be watching the badminton and javelin finals live. Hope India gets a gold in one of the events. Sanket, are you going to be in Paris?
You can meet.
If you are, you can come and say hi to us. All the very best, but have a great time, if you're going to be watching. That is if we reach on time for those finals, because past experience tells me you are always running here and there. So you don't know which event.
Because I think
A lot of events you reach after the event is done.
I think the javelin event is somewhere else, the badminton event is somewhere else. I
Exactly,
think it's about 30-40 kilometers.
So on that day you plan on that day, so you have to miss a few events. You can't be there everywhere because there are distances and things like that. It's not like TV, you are sitting at home. In fact, in TV also you miss because so many things happen
I
simultaneously.
know.
But in TV you have a remote, right? There you have to move.
We're lucky to have different TVs in our office.
Rich man.
No, in our office.
know.
I'm saying in our
Plus
office.
you got a Chota TV, na? That's your TV nowadays. So
Okay. Ashish Ranjan is saying, do you think wrestling is where we will be doing bad than previous edition, which will be a setback because wrestlers guarantee one? Kind of. Yeah, he's kind of there. But again, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, because see, from 2008 onwards till now, wrestling has given you a medal.
Yes.
In this, because your contingent isn't that strong enough, and one of your key experienced players spent a year out of the mat because of the wrestling protests, it is tough. But I have confidence in Antin.
Yeah.
Okay. Dex saying,
So, do you remember SA's Wade Van Niekerk's 400 meter sprint world record in Rio 2016? Dex, honestly, I don't remember that much.
You don't remember that?
I don't remember.
I remember that, for what? When he ran that final, you can even go see that footage now. Usain Bolt,
that segue,
no. Usain Bolt and the other Jamaican sprinter,
Nestor Carter.
No. The cricket fan, the shorter one.
Johan Blake.
So there is a footage. I don't know whether it's Johan or here, but I remember them. They are watching that final. They're warming up. They're watching that final, and their jaws drop looking at the timing. He's almost run that 400 at a 100 meter pace. So he's run every 100 at almost a 100 meter pace, that 400 that he's run. And there is a visual that went viral of, I think, Usain Bolt's reaction where he's like, what has he just done, this guy? So
unfortunately, I don't remember.
You can check that out.
I will check it out.
You should all see that. See that race, you'll see highlights now. It's all available very easily.
Sure.
See that amazing run that was. Yes.
Because as far as in athletes is concerned, there's a good collection by the Olympic Channel where Usain Bolt's entire Olympic stretch.
By the way, a good point. Somebody has pointed about archery. We didn't touch upon archery, but I'll tell you what. I know there is again an outside chance for archery. We spoke about archery at the start, 25. 25th is when it's starting. But the problem with archery has been quite similar. That every time, in fact, I remember 2012. Deepika went in as the world #1 shooter, and she was like really hailed as the one going to win a medal, and you came back empty-handed. As you have come back empty-handed in archery, every single Olympic Games, you never won a medal, which is why we not put it in a medals category. Yes, we'd all be happy if we've proven wrong, and this time, they end up, they've got Tarundeep, who's another experienced one. Deepika has made a comeback after, giving birth. And as it's returning, and she's now matured, more calmer, and experience. I know all of that is there, but for India to win in archery, it gets really tough. The South Koreans are like Chinese in table tennis and Kenyans in steeplechase. South Koreans in archery. They end up sweeping everything. And archery, you get real tough competition from countries like Mexico, Japan,
Colombia,
a lot of these countries. So it's a very varied field. Which is why I not put archery in that.
And well done, you didn't give your South Korean coach accreditation, he's gone.
Yeah.
Man Wunki, he was the one who, and under him, India were doing well in recurve archery. They had beaten South Korea in one of the World Cup event cycle. But no, it's not happening.
Yeah. Nix wants to know what are India's chances in rowing and sailing. I mean, to put it mildly,
Very
negligible.
difficult. Yeah. I mean, yes, Netra Kumaran is there, but I'm sorry, rowing and sailing, unfortunately, the sculls and all that.
Just
Asian Games
enjoy
is
that
also,
sport.
yeah.
Enjoy the beauty of the sport. The competitors don't hope for a medal. Okay,
Yeah.
on that note, shall we wind up?
Yep.
Anything you want to say about the Olympics? Or forever hold your silence?
Bring it on.
Yeah, good one.
Go for glory.
Go for glory,
Yeah.
not gold.
When will you ever be original, Sid?
Subscribe
Why?
to
That's
Sports Today.
original.
He's copied it from our Sports Today thing.
As if Sports Today is not mine, na?
Oh, but you copied it still.
Maybe he came up with it.
No, he didn't. He wasn't there when it was framed.
Yeah, he
I
was
was
on off.
there.
I know. So
Okay, bye bye. Do let us know in the comment section what do you think of if we missed out on some analysis, because Olympics is a wide field. It's not easy to monitor and follow every little bit to the T. So help us out also if you think we missed out. We've tried to put our thoughts together, and of course, as the Olympic goes on, we have specific videos for specific sport that will dwell much deeper into a sport. You can check that out and subscribe.
yep, indeed. It's just starting from 25th onwards. Bye-bye. See you.
Vanakkam, Nandri.
Vanakkam, Nandri, Shabba Khair, Shubhratri. Eat your vegetables and
Don't trouble your mother.
bye-bye.
Which he
No, I don't.